Hey, what's up, family? How you doing? So, welcome back to Delisha Life and Travel. And my name is Delisha, DJ Lisha. So, I'm here today to give my thoughts, my opinion on the reigning topic that's around, that's trending. So, it's all about the Kizz Daniel, saga or trend that's on, along with MC Carol. And the Kizz Daniel show didn't go through, and people or the organizers are saying that it's the artist's fault. Even Kizz Daniel mentioned that, Liberian artists, he doesn't like the way they treated him and stuff like that. So MC Caro made a post the day before the show, the Kizz Daniel show. She said, no money, no payment, no performance. And this brought up a whole uproar. So the organizers are saying that because of that post that MC Carol made, one day to show time. So that means to say she don't want to spoil the show, she don't want to sabotage the show. How is that possible? How is that possible? So there's been a lot of opinions roaming around. People giving their thoughts, their opinions on social media. So I'm just here to also give mine own a thought on it. And interestingly, I stumbled upon a video by GGG, who is a comedian, a German Liberian. Yeah, I stumbled upon an interview that he had with current situation media. So I will be playing bulk of what happened in that interview, what GGG had to say, as because there's a video out also with the organizer of the whole Kizz Daniel show. So you can check Liberian news agency Lena Panorama. You can check their page and you will see the interview with the organizer, Magdalene Wilson. She explained her part of this whole story. But now let's listen to what GGG had to say, because GGG, he's supposed to be hosting, or he was the host of the Kizz Daniel show. So definitely they had a group chat for all of the artists, and he was on that particular group chat, along with our Liberian artists also. And there were a lot of things that went on. So let's listen to GGG part as an artist, because he's an artist also. And if you say that Liberian artists, sabotage the show, I mean GGG also is part of this entire thing. So let's listen to what GGG has had to say. Okay?
But anyway, Mr. GGG, you was one of the official hosts for the KC Daniel show, and we didn't see you during the day of the show. What really happened? Tell us, because a lot of buzz going on social media. We want to hear from you. Yeah.
Okay. This is from the horse's mouth. Okay, you're getting an exclusive access behind the scenes, and I'm only giving this to AJ Hooks from Current Media. Okay, Current Situation is getting you the first information from the host, and I'm supposed to be the one most informed about this whole shit show.
Yes.
And I'm using some very blunt words today. So not cheering shit here. We come and talk. So all the German, go sit down. All right.
Yes.
Let me begin. Okay, because the whole management team of Macklin and Wilson is trying to dump that whole mess up shit on all the Liberian artists.
Wow.
Okay. They're looking for scapegoats now because they messed it up. They really messed it up. I would like to use the F word, but we're on social media. Okay. I mean, you know me, I'm a very kind and peaceful person. I'm a comedian. I like to make people laugh. But this time they crossed the line. Wow. And they have really hurt the Liberian entertainment industry. I've kept my quiet. I've kept my cool as a professional. But the way they have still, even today, still attacking us artists as trying to sabotage the show. I beg you. Let me tell you how this whole thing started. It was incredibly unprofessional. They even, at the beginning, we had such a bad flyer. I mean, when I was in Iowa, I signed the contract when I was performing in Iowa, and you and I were together. That's when I got the offer to do this show. And I was happy because I was like, this is going to be the major event of the year. Kizz Daniel, Liberia, that would be an honor. Then the show organizers, Macklin and Company, they asked to have written contracts. They wanted written contracts. They wanted that. Okay?
Wow. Yes.
Usually I even take your guarantee. If you say you will pay me, I will trust you and I will come. These guys even forced us to sign contracts. I said, no problem. I'm willing to do that. I love that. That is professional. Let's do it. Now, I signed a contract just to get my flights reimbursed and my hotel reimbursed. I was not even making $1 off that show. Okay? For them to say that Liberian artists are spoiling and asking for too much. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, a flight to Liberia during December costs $2,500 from Germany. Okay? And a couple nights in a hotel. That's all I asked for. I did not ask for 1 cent. I said this is an honor to help the industry. If I get the honor to have the mic.
So that basically means $2,500 for plane ticket, couple of nights in the hotel. I don't know which hotel that was or that would have been. Let's just say maybe $150 per night. That would be $450. $2,500 and $450. That's like $2,950. Less than $3,000. Almost $3,000 for an international artist also that's coming to Liberia to take part in this program. I don't think that's a lot for him. I think it's fair enough. He's not even asking for you to pay him. He's buying his own ticket. Just reimburse him on those things.
I will do my best. Then we signed contract. I said, okay, but now let me go pay my tickets. Can you guys send me the money for my tickets, or do I have to pay them with my own money? And we have contract. They said, oh, the money is a little bit tight. We're going to give you guys all your reimbursements, and your contract will be paid and fulfilled on the 16th of December, 2 weeks before the show. I said, okay, I'm fine with that. I trust you guys. I'll buy my ticket. I will pay my way, but you guys have to reimburse me on the 16th of December.
Okay, so this is very important. Listen to the date that was mentioned. So the contract that he signed said on the 16th of December, he will be given his money. Now, I don't know if there's the same contract the other artists signed, because this we are leading to where did this come from, that MC Carol is saying no pay, no performance. So did she sign similar contract that stated on the 16th, by the 16th she would get her pay for this particular show?
All artists were to be reimbursed at least 50% of the contract. Even said 50%, I would have taken it. I would have said no problem. But the 15th of December came. I paid my flight by my own food money. I took off my family's table. The 15th, the 16th came. Not a word in the group. 17th, I said, wait now, we're on African time here. You guys have you have breached the contract. That is a contract breach. Let's address it clearly. They say, oh yeah, we need to talk. We'll talk to you guys individually in the next days. Nobody called me individually. It was never explained what really happened until we demanded a meeting and we said, we need to know what's going on. Why are you guys not paying our signed contract? You guys are breaching the contract. Macklin, the organizer that is now complaining on Facebook that everybody's sabotaging her. At that point of time, we were not selling. It was clear that no tickets were being sold because it was sold online. You don't sell online tickets in Liberia.
2 weeks to the show time, you ain't even selling ticket yet. You ain't sell no ticket yet. And he just mentioned that all of the artists were on a group chat together, and they're asking what's going on with the whole 50% payment, before time, and nobody was saying anything.
We kept telling her that is a mistake. You can't keep doing that. I think 2 weeks before the concert, I don't know how many tickets she sold, but it was wham, and everybody was in panic. We knew that this thing was coming to go down. And we artists were all talking. We said, this thing is going to fumble. Where is the stage? Where is the security? When I asked for it. I pulled the panic button 2 weeks before the show, and I said, we need to have a team meeting, and I want to know where the fuck is going on with this whole shit show. You are not informing us. I don't even know what artist is jumping on or off, because artists were jumping off now because they said they're not paying me. I'm not even getting 1 cent. I'm not going to do this. And I was just staying on board. I said, listen, I'm committed to trying to make this thing work. And then we had a team meeting with Dr. Jeffrey, the big investor. I think her name has been mentioned.
So, you see, right? They told these people by the 16th of December, they will give them like 50-60% of their money. And that time came, they talked to them, they couldn't hear anything from them. So people were panicking now. They were panicking. Like, what's going on? What's happening? And if 2 weeks to time, you're supposed to pay me for me to get myself ready, and you ain't saying anything, definitely I will start having cold feet. Myself, I will start having cold feet. 2 weeks, 1 week, I feel I'm not moving for nothing less because I already feel it. I know that it's not happening.
So I can mention it now too. She came in as a big shot. Suddenly, she said, I haven't even seen those contracts. Investor. I think her name has been mentioned. So I'm committed to trying to make this thing work. And then we had a team meeting with Dr. Jeffrey, the big investor. I think her name has been mentioned. So I can mention it now too.
Yes. So in Michaeline's interview, she mentioned Dr. Jeffrey as her biggest investor. So she's the one that GGG is also mentioning right here. Let's listen.
She came in as a big shot. Suddenly, she said, I haven't even seen those contracts. I don't know what Macklin was doing, but it's not good. And I'm going to just change everything. I have the money. I get to decide what's going on here. I said, wait, that's not professional what you're doing. You can't just blame everything on somebody and then jump out of everything that we talked about. And excuse me, what's up with the security? Then she blasts.
How can you draw up a contract and your biggest investor doesn't even know or have an idea on what's going on, and then all of a sudden it's on the group chat that you want to come and chastise people about it?
To me, she asked me, are you head of security? Why? You gotta fucking know. I said, oh, we are just trying to find out what is going on, and we are trying to see the safety of our 18,000 fans. What? I don't have that pen. Right. Was so rude, and you can ask any of the artists that work with Dr. Jeffrey. Said we all said karma is going to pay you back how you're treating us, and it happened. In the mighty name of Jesus, it happened. I'm not even sorry for her, to tell you the truth, because the way she treats human beings, it was just like dogs. She treated us just like dogs, and she even said, "I'm coming for y'all. Y'all better be ready. I'm a crew woman." You don't talk to artists and entertainer partners like little children. I'm gonna come pluck you. What kind of bullshit is that? So we were all very, very concerned at that time. And even then, my manager was telling me, you gotta jump out. You gotta jump out. This thing is going sideways. That person, I don't even want to work with that kind of person. I said, Galima, we've signed a contract. I love my country. I'm going to stay on board. I'm going to give them until the day of the concert to pay me. They're going to get that money somewhere. And I talked to Dr. Jeffries. I said, if you got all that money, please at least reimburse the artists for the transportation costs they have. And she said, you guys don't know how much money I'm making. You guys don't know nothing. You guys you don't know how big my pocket is, man. I said,
how big your pocket is, and then your commitment you made to people. 2 weeks you will give them money. You can even give them the money, and your pocket is that large, is that big, and people are even crying for money here. Huh. I think I reached people's story.
You just pay the basic necessities that are needed for this concert to come to life. You guys need to be selling tickets in the streets. You've got to have tickets available everywhere. We Liberian artists were very concerned. We warned her. We told her, you're not selling tickets. You need to get George Weah on board. We need to get George Weah to dance and do the booga with the crowd. It's election time. Georgie would love to do that. If he does that, he will win the next election straight. Guaranteed, because the people love dancing with him. And they said, no, we ain't got time for that thing, man. We are the ones deciding. We got all the money. We're deciding all these things. So all our ideas and anything we said, it was just blown away. They never listened to us. Let me tell you, the day of the concert, we did not get one information in our WhatsApp group where the Liberian artists were and entertainers were all connected with Macklin and Company. It was 2 o'clock. Angel, Michael, and I were constantly begging, when is the rehearsal? Where is the stage? The stage is not even...
And this is the day of the show. They ain't even pay the people there yet. That means they not even pay the artists there yet. They ain't even ready for anything yet. The day of the show. No stage is built yet. I beg, let's continue listening.
In the stadium yet. We have to start in 4 hours. What the hell is going on? They never even answered us once in that WhatsApp group. The whole day of the concert, we artists and entertainers were not informed what's going on. We were sitting at home. Some of us went to the stadium. We wanted to be there to be prepared in case they call us that we were ready to jump on that stage and save the day. People were standing, artists were standing in the heat. You know how hot it is in Liberia in December. We were standing in the sun from 2 p.m. on around the stadium.
I feel so emotional right now. Only because of the love these artists have for showbiz, for the country, for what they do, the passion. You ignore them on your group chat. You don't even communicate with them, clearly on anything. You don't even pay them yet. But yet still, some of them still went over there, paid their own way, and went there under that hot sun. Nothing is even finalized. They still went there hoping that this thing will go on. Wow.
Not even a stage was there. We didn't even have stage passes. Nobody knew what was going on. It was complete chaos.
Lord. Okay.
Chaos. Complete chaos. And you want to get 18,000 people to trust their life to you in that kind of situation? Thank you, Liberian people, for not doing it. And then she's trying to blame us, Liberian artists who were standing in the sun waiting for her instructions. Not once did she give us a sorry that day. Not once did she say, please, we are fighting to do this and that. Right now, we're at this stage. The host needs to do, you guys need to know this. Please take care of this. Nothing! Nothing in the whole day of the biggest concert of the year. And you're not informing anyone in that group. And then you want to blame us for sabotaging the show. Macklin, you better take that back. We are tired of you putting the shit on us. That's why I'm going live to protect the Liberian artists today. I'm here to protect my brothers and sisters that are in the industry. We shut our mouth for weeks. We didn't even complain. And MC Carl was the last one and the first one who said, listen, I'm not a charity. I need my money. I need that money because I live off this. I don't live off this. This is my hobby. I have enough.
And she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. Now, people asking also if why did MC Carol allow her picture to be on the flyer with confirmation? Why wouldn't it be? When they signed a contract that stated 2 weeks, prior to the whole show, we give your money and everything. And this flyer even had to come out like before that whole 2 weeks period time. So yes, I allowed it to go there because I signed a contract that stated that 2 weeks prior to the whole performance, I will get my money. So that's not MC Carol's fault. That's not her management's fault either. There was a contract that was breached. Don't try and leave MC Carol alone, man.
money. But this thing hurt me financially. And even I gave them a deadline until 2 p.m. on Saturday. I said, I'll even give you another day to pay at least pay my flight. Then I will perform. But if you don't even have the money to pay my flight, I know you will not even have the money after the show. And even then, when Kizz Daniel came way too late, the guy landed at midnight. His press conference was at 2 a.m. Just like Burna Boy just now, I think he was in Lagos. The guy appeared at 2:30 a.m. You can't do that to an audience. You can't let the people wait until midnight and 1 or 2 a.m. I beg you, yeah. The people standing in the sun whole day. How do you disrespect your audience? How do you disrespect? The first thing the guy did was run on the toilet and hide himself on the toilet for 30 minutes. But yeah, the people are waiting. If we had 18,000 people and I would have been on stage to hold the crowd, they would have killed me. They would have said, "What are you doing? What are you guys? What a kind of shit show!" And they would have dumped their hate on the MCs, and correctly so, because it would have been a complete shit show. And how can you land when you got a concert? You can land at midnight. The people should have been in the stadium by 6. You can't let people wait for you like 8 hours. That's not professional, Kizz Daniel. I can't even hear the book anymore myself.
Thank you. Let me come in with some follow-up questions. Then we'll allow the audience to come in because this interview is very.
So the program was supposed to start 6 p.m. Kizz Daniel got here by 2 a.m. That's 8 hours in between, or that had already passed. Now, according to Macalene's interview, she was asked who was at fault for Kizz Daniel to arrive here that late. And she said she and her company were at fault. And so on social media, people are also blaming Kizz Daniel for coming late. So I think you'll need to go back to that interview to listen to it, to know that Macalene is saying that her company is at fault, that Kizz Daniel, I don't know if she's trying to cover up or something, I don't know, but that's what she said in her interview, that the reason he came late, Kizz Daniel demanded a private jet. This guy doesn't fly regular anymore. He demanded a private jet. So they had to wire some money to Nigeria from the USA, and she said it took some time. So that's why he came late. But I mean, you don't treat people like that. You even give information out to people on anything that's happening.
Exclusive. It is impromptu, but it's also very important. So, Mr. Gigi, thank you for that explanation. So, quick follow-up question here. You stated that prior to the event, the organizing company, what's the company name again?
Macalene and Company. Macalene Wilson is the company.
Okay. Yeah, you guys signed a contract. And you mentioned the entertainers, the artists and the MC, all those guys that you signed a contract. So the contract stated that you guys are going to be compensated. Am I correct?
Very correct.
Okay. How many artists?
If you ask any artist, they can show you that contract.
Okay.
And that contract was demanded by Macalene Wilson herself. We did not do it. She the one said, "I want to have contracts with all of you guys." I said, "Okay."
Which is a good thing.
So individual on the contract, because our different artists. So these artists then pretty much have different amounts, or that was just one amount for all you guys.
Everybody negotiated their own fees.
Okay.
But I can just tell you. Let me give you a little hint. I can just tell you. I asked Angel Michael to help me as an MC. You know the kind of money they gave that man, it was so small, it was ridiculous. I'm not going to name the sum, but it was very ridiculously low, and he jumped and accepted it to help the industry.
Angel Michael is a big name, on social media in our country. We can take that away from him. So if he's coming to add on to your show, and then you take chicken change and give him, it shows a lot of disrespect. I mean, you don't even respect the man's craft. You don't respect him. And y'all talking about people sabotage y'all. What, as y'all even got one respect for the arts, for artists? I beg you, man.
I want to praise my brother Angel Michael. Angel, if you're seeing this, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, brother. What you're doing for the industry is just amazing. And Angel, as soon as I asked him, he said, "It's you, brother. If you're asking me, I will do it even free." I said, "No, you're not doing nothing free for this thing. You got to at least get a little cold water." But it was seriously for an artist of Liberian comedy size like Angel Michael, it was a joke. And he instantly accepted it because he said, "I want to be part of this great event for Liberia. I want to help my country rise." That's just the kind of national spirit that all the artists showed. It wasn't about the money. Listen, don't fool yourself. These people didn't have any money. Macklin didn't have much money. I didn't make $1. I would not have made $1 on top. These were just my living expenses that I wanted. And that's generally what all the artists did. Okay. Nobody.
Gigi, if they didn't have money now, how can they get private jet for Kizz Daniel? How can they pay him? We're hearing something about 40,000 plus.
Asked for, demanded $10,000 and said, "I want to make $5,000 for my 1 hour show." What? Nobody. Everybody was willing to go low just to be part of the concert.
So, according to the contract, you guys' compensation was supposed to be. You guys were supposed to be compensated after the show or before the event?
Before the show on the 16th of December, we were supposed to get our full pay.
Watch that. Someone were even saying half payment. They said full pay. That's what they stated. Like he said, Michael was the one who even demanded the contract. And on the contract, it was stated by the 16th, they're supposed to get their full payment. You just heard it. So where you coming from now when MC Carol one day to the showtime when the guest said no money, no performance, then you jump on her neck. Stepping on her neck. The little 3 wicked American police then who stepped.
And we even said, "You don't have to pay us in full. You can pay us half and give us half after the show." But she said, "No, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it to you before the show so that you guys are motivated."
Wow.
We said, "Fine." That's in the contract, Vincent. It's in the damn fucking contract. And now she breaches the contract. We all stayed on board. Nobody jumped ship. We said, "We'll give you guys another 2 weeks time to solve the financial problems that you apparently are having. We don't want to inform the audience yet that that there are problems." We all kept quiet. We all worked in the background trying to solve these problems. All the artists, nobody sabotaged nothing. She might not lie to anybody. She's the one person that never listened. She's the one person that always contradicted and said, "I got the money, I'm doing the decisions." No, we're not going to sell any paper tickets. We're all going to go online. That's how you do it in America. I said, we are not in America. Liberian people don't buy online. They buy tickets.
You want to bring up America? That's how you're doing in America. In America, they can let artists in to come perform without paying it up front. Even if you sign a contract for 50% up front, don't you pay that money? You can bring them on to the show maybe one day to time. They even know where they're standing. You want to talk about America? That's how it's done in America. People who can come from outside that we even expect to even know better and do better, they're the ones be going behind. They be retrogressing with everything. We are trying to progress now.
The door or on the street. They gotta have physical evidence. No, that's how we do it in America.
So now there was breach of contract, but we also read a statement from MC Caro, which MC Caro is one of Liberia's bigger artists. So when she put on her statement, the internet went crazy. And you don't think that statement discouraged other artists from even promoting the event?
Well, I mean, she was just telling the truth. She was telling the truth. And I even promoted that concert until Friday lunchtime. I even went on Hot FM twice promoting that concert. I believed. And we said, MC Caro, you're totally right. You're addressing the truth. And we should never have to hide the truth. She addressed the fact that there were serious problems in the background. Okay? And she didn't tell people not to go. She just said, I'm not performing because I'm not getting paid. And she was totally right. and that's a tough call. And I have to say, I didn't want to do it. I was ready to step away weeks before, and my management encouraged me and said, "Step away, step away, step away." And I said, "No, if I step away, it will cast a bad light on the show," and I didn't want to do that. But I know that MC Caro spoke the truth, and that's why I love her, because she said this thing is not good. Something bad is coming, and not because of one artist stepping out would a concert like that fail. Believe me.
Exactly. MC Caro only said that thing the day, that's my own point. She only said that thing the day before the show. So if your thing was totally planned, you had sold tickets, you had people already, online waiting to come to that program. Not because MC Caro wake up the day before the show to say, you don't pay me and I'm performing, will stop all those people who have bought their tickets to come to that show. Nope. You're found different thing to talk than that MC Caro. You're monarchy for MC Caro.
Nobody gives a shit what MC Caro says if Michael Jackson is coming,
All right. So during the day of the show, I watched, and a lot of people watched some video clips from online. The attendance was very poor. Why the Liberian people did not show up? Can you tell our briefly? Because Liberians usually support foreigners than their own, and the stadium was almost empty. And wow.
As I said, the main reason was that you could only buy tickets over the homepage of Macklin and Company, and most people don't have Visa cards. Most people don't have that, and they made it very hard. Apparently, it was very hard for people to buy tickets.
Wow.
Very hard.
That was the number one.
The promo was very weak. They were too stingy. We had bloggers wanted to get paid for doing their work. She said, "No, I'm not going to do that." Why don't you work with the big industrial stingy? They were too stingy. We had bloggers wanted to get paid for doing their work. She said, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Oh, so like, bro, you're dumpa bloggers who's supposed to even promote your show. They want to do their work. You say no, you won't pay them. They deserve money. But only you won't come Liberia to raise funds. Then blogger, they ain't supposed to get paid that free thing, that free time you're in. But we ain't respect people in Liberia, so. And we don't want to do this thing like Liberians in Liberia versus, Liberians in America. We don't want it like that. All we demand is some respect. Truth. Be truthful to yourself. Take accountability of everything that you do. Be accountable for it. Look at. So that blogger then, you know how data been high in Liberia? Hey, I been here.
That. Why don't you work with the big industrial promotion leaders like Double H Entertainment? Double H. Why was he not part of this? Ask him. Why was DJ Blue not very involved in this thing? Ask those questions to yourself. Why were the big promoters in Liberia not part of this event? Because they cost money, and she didn't want to pay that.
Oh wow! But Mr. Gigi
why were the big promoters in Liberia not part of this event? Because they cost money, and she didn't want to pay that.
Yeah. The people won't be stingy. They won't release money. They won't pay the money. Double H name came out in her interview also. And Double H, suggested that, okay, since this is how it is going, I don't want to be a promoter, I will be a consultant. I know Double H. When this man is involved into something, he goes in hard. And what we made is say, what think you make bigger things? And that money, when you take out money to get to the bigger? Then you want people to do work for you. You won't be promising them, oh, right now it's too tight. When I get some money, I'll give you. I don't even know how to do your serious things. Say, They're not here working. No monkey work back on in Liberia now. That different era here. Everybody got to get paid. People have paid their dues where they are now. So they need to reap. They're not in the future business yet. In the future, when is the future? You know, people ages around here, we still talking about in the future. I begin here.
Oh wow! But Mr. Gigi
It
also.
was always lack of money, and she always lied and said, "Oh, we have the money, we have the money, we have the money. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming." And Dr. Jeffries was the worst one. She came into the meeting 2 weeks before the show, and then she started big shotting around and cussing people and saying, "You don't have any idea how much money I have. I can buy this whole stadium. You Liberian people, you just trying to make money out of me." I said, "No, you don't talk like that about your Liberian people. You don't talk like that to partners. I mean, you don't say I'm coming for you." You know,
So
it was just
so
rude. And to tell the truth, karma is hitting them really hard right now. And what do? Instead of apologizing and taking the blame, they're trying to put the blame on the poor Liberian artists that are trying to help. We have tried to support this thing until the last day. Caro stepped away a day before the concert. Okay, she knew this. She knew this, and we all had those problems, and we all tried and stayed on board and stayed on board. And we were all talking to each other, encouraging each other and saying, we're gonna get this somehow. We're gonna get this somehow. Somehow we're gonna make this work, despite of Dr. Jeffries, despite Maclean's shit management. And now she's trying to blame us? No, we can't accept it.
okay.
I'm
So
standing for my
according
brothers
to
and
you,
sisters on the ground.
okay, thank you. According to you, KC Daniel showed up late. So how many songs did he perform, and what was his reaction when he saw the crowd? Or
My man,
when he
that
was
man
on the
never
stage?
even went to the stadium. That man never even went to the stadium.
Oh, he did
At
not.
2 o'clock, he did not even go to the stadium because there were only 200 people there.
How many people?
Maybe 200 people, all in all.
200. So he did not appear.
The man never went. Then he said, okay, because I came late, because I made mistakes too, I'll give you guys the next day, Saturday. But you guys have to fill up the stadium, otherwise I'm not performing. How do you want to buy, how do you want to sell 18,000 tickets in one day, I big?
But how you just wake up and propose another date? What if they have something going on another day? That place was already booked another, for another event the next day. Who told you that's how it works? I beg you, Kizz.
Yeah. And that's the day I decided you guys have until 2 p.m. to get this shit show together, otherwise I'm stepping away. And that's why I never even went to the stadium. At 2 p.m. they offered me $500. At 2 p.m. they offered me $500. You know how much my ticket cost? $2,500. That's when I knew they were broke. That's when I knew they didn't have any cent in their pocket and they were failed. And that's when and the group was silent. We did not once get any command, instructions. We were left in the dark in our WhatsApp groups. I did not, as the host of this whole show, Macklin did not talk to me personally once the last 2 weeks. How can you not have direct contact with your host who's emceeing the event? I have to be informed. I need to know the lineup. I need to know who's coming. When is this? When is that? Who's the DJ? How's the sound system going to be? I need to know that kind of stuff. I was not given one piece of information. For the biggest event of the year, I get more information at a local wedding. I get more information as an MC at a local wedding.
And you really promoted that event even when you was in Iowa. You established your ad here on that poster. And you promoted that event to the fullest.
She used mine and Angel Michael's face for months, and we have not received 1 cent for that.
Wow. So Kizz Daniel did not show up on to the concert. How many Liberian artists show up and did perform?
I don't know. Ask Angel Michael that. He was on stage. The poor man had to MC for hours. For
so at that time, where were you? At that time, where were you? Where was your location?
I was at the all-white party in the Calabash celebrating my New Year's Eve because I was tired of that whole shit show. And I have to say, I had a great New Year's Eve party. And Angel Michael suffered. Angel Michael suffered. He was just cynically making jokes to 100 people that were just making fun of the whole thing, yelling at him. And the poor guy, he stood on stage, and even him they haven't paid. Even him they have dropped.
Wow. for a show that they didn't even hold again. Somebody is there trying to put it together. You ain't even paid the man yet. But he had to go again because of love, passion for his craft, for Liberia. Not everybody will be in Jamaica. Not everybody. And it doesn't mean to say that other people don't have passion for their game also. But now people using their heads and their hearts. People putting in a lot. So can do free work. No monkey work babu enjoy yet. Hey, oh my God.
Liberian artists who sacrifice their reputation and brand name to help them and stand in front of 100 people. Even Angel Michael, they are attacking now. How can you be so callous? How can you say you were Sabotage? You even let the poor man that even held on to the last second of time. He even went beyond.
When Gigi said the poor man, it's so funny. Because you know, this man is not trying to be funny, right? It's serious, but it comes out so funny. And that's a good comedian. You're not even trying to be funny, but it's funny. It's funny in a sense that the poor man, I just imagine in the manga, it's about a baby called in a video that he can be making. I'm literally seeing him on that stage struggling with those people. For what? Nothing to put in a packet. It's sad. I'm nearing tears right now. It's sad.
On the battle line with you. Man, you're calling Liberian artists Sabotage? Big you, man.
We also read a statement from Kizz Daniel. It was stated that you know, he was disappointed. He will pretty much go on the radio station in Nigeria and you know, and disconnect himself and other artists from Liberian artists. Is that true? Is that statement is valid?
I heard that he was very frustrated. No, he had that interview on Hot FM. And he's pissed, of course, because he hurt his brand too. And that's just the sad thing, you know. That's the sad thing. That these organizers, Macklin and company, it was like fifth graders organizing a senior high school event.
Wow.
They were totally overwhelmed. They have no idea what it means to promote a show business event of this magnitude. You are a promoter. You know what it takes in the background to organize a party, okay? And
wow.
It's just a slap in the face that these people spoiled so many people's reputation and it impacted Liberia's entertainment industry for years. And now they don't even take the blame. Then they're even trying to push the blame like a child on, no, when I don't need that did it, that person did it. Big you, man. Grow up, girl.
But why?
Let me tell you something. Hosting an event is not funny. I remember I had to, you know, work with King Sabotage for his performance at the MLMA. I'm someone who I believe in perfection. Perfect. My own word won't give me hard time. Perfection. So I strive for excellence, so that even if I don't hit that 100% mark, at least I can be at 98 or 90. King Sabotage's performance, I told him I'm not one person who do the one week to time rehearsal thing. No, we went full blast, 1 month rehearsal. Those children, those dancers that we used, they were not used to such a thing. But if you want anything done properly, you have to be solely involved in it. It's not funny. You can leave these kind of things, and you know, Macklin said this was her dream, this was her vision. You can't sit down out of the country for this kind of thing that you imagined, you envisioned for I don't know how many years. If that woman to time, come down, come Liberia and run after it. Let me tell you, my mom told me something. If you want things done under the sun, do it yourself. Nobody can see that vision like you. You have enablers. You have people who will help you along the way to bring your vision to reality. But you got a heart and a soul for it. So you have to be there. Don't come one week to time or 2 weeks to time. That's not enough time.
But why did Kizz Daniel didn't mention the organizer? He mentioned the artist. He said Liberian artists have crippled the Liberian industry and they will not go nowhere.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. Don't do that one. I call bullshit, Kizz. Don't try that one. You just talked to Macklin, that's all. Angel Michael was sitting next to Kizz Daniel at that press conference.
So the failure of this event,
failure of this event is at the hands of Macklin Wilson, period. And Dr. Jeffries and the whole team. I pronounce it like that. I pronounce it like that. I will not take it back. I pronounce it here on social media. Let them sue me. I will sue them too. I ain't got time. I'm gonna stand for the artists. And if they say Liberian artists, then I'm an international artist too. I didn't get paid either. And only Kizz Daniel got paid maybe one week earlier.
Do you know how much Kizz Daniel got paid?
Yes.
100K.
Wow. 100,000 US dollar.
And his jet plane on top. 100K.
Wow. 100.
Paid maybe one week earlier.
Do you know how much Kizz Daniel got paid?
100K.
Wow. 100,000 US dollar.
And his jet plane on top.
100,000
and his jet plane.
US.
The guy does not fly a normal plane anymore. He needs a jet plane. That jet plane is very expensive. Let me tell you.
Can you give her a little background about Macklin and Company? Who are they?
Hey, y'all heard it? 100,000 United States dollars. 100K USD. 100,000, my people. Then a Liberian artist asking for 1,000 or 2,000. You can't put up? You can't give to them? You think they don't deserve it? Also, in Macklin's interview, she made mention when, you know, they were talking about payment, and then she said they told her, Liberian people that are now on ground, they told her, don't worry about Liberian artists, nothing really happening in their country yourself. So almost like, don't stress yourself on them, nothing happening. So then when you get to give them, you will give it to them and they will hold it and they will be excited for it because nothing really happening in their country. At least you know now that nothing happening in the country for choo and we really need that money. What? 100K you gave to Kizz Daniel 1 week ahead of time, and your Liberian artists, even if you take 5 good Liberian artists to perform on your show, 5, and they demand 2,000, 2,500 out of 10. Let me do it as soon, you know, the high school with 2,500 out of 10. That's $1,000 over, $10,000 over there. You want to tell me that's so big a money as compared to 100,000 United States dollars? That's not even adding the private jet to it. Because according to Macklin also, she said, the private jet, each hour is 1,000 USD. And let's say that the private jet, because he came on the morning of the 31st, yes, because he came 2 a.m. So he went the whole day and he wanted the show to be done like the next day or whatever. So that means, so let's just say the private jet stayed here for like a day. That's 24 hours. Assuming it's a day, 24 hours, that's 24,000 added to 100K. And you're able to get Liberian artists, even if that 10 of them demanding 1,000, that's 10,000. Even if 10 of them demanding 2,000, that's 20,000. You're able to give it to Liberian artists? It's too much for them? You need to stop that disrespect, man. You need to stop it. If you don't even value your own Liberian artists, how you think other people outside will value them? Respect starts from home. And you say, this is not how it's done in America. And yes. So, if you go out there, you acquire all of these things, you know the way, the ropes. You come back to Liberia to implement and be the difference. Be the difference. Not to join the same thing that's happening in Liberia. If it is happening this way, they tell you, oh, that what can happen here, say, okay, I will be the difference to show you guys the right way it is done. So that the next time you come in to have a show, people, artists will even be online coming. And they always say, we have artists there, plenty who wanted to perform on the show for free. Go for the free artists and leave the artists who are demanding their worth. Who are demanding something that they put their sweat, they put into it. Building up a fan base is not funny. Now you go for contract anywhere, you go to talk to people as an influencer, as an artist or anything, they ask you, what's your number? Your numbers on social media is very important. What's the interaction like? How many people you got listening to that you influencing? So you think people will build up themselves over the years? You know what it costs to be taking pictures all day to be entertaining people online? Just to keep, because some people just come online to see your picture, how nice you look or something, or you just be on live all day talking for 2 hours, this hour and just to build up your fan base. Do you know how much that is? Then before you talk about artists writing songs, going into studio, looking for a way to promote this thing, do you know how much all of these things are? And then you don't want to see, you're talking about and from a business perspective, when we got to think about tomorrow, and this could cause damage to the entertainment industry. From the time people were in many more lists until they hit the list itself, people been sacrificing. We don't need another person to die before we pay attention to our music industry or give artists the respect that they need. It took Quincy B to die for Liberian music, for Liberians to accept, embrace, recognize their music. That was the sacrifice. MC Carol waiting to die first. She's living and she's demanding what she's entitled. That's not, she's not going out of boundary or, no, she's not being disrespectful. Featuring with international artists, if you got a good song, you got money, you got good management, once you know how to strike a deal, it will work. You don't leave it on this thing that happened and can't say because the girl demanded one day to show to say, if you ain't get my money, I will not perform. That is for the show and that Sabotage and so Kizz Daniel will go in Nigeria, tell the other artists in there, Liberians, sabotage him, they did this to him. Well, trust me, in the near future, you get money for Kizz Daniel, he will still come here once the deal is good. Everybody is at fault in this thing. And I'm not even saying Liberian artists because they are not. If you listen to what GGG said here, those people were even patient. Carol didn't go online to tell people, don't go to the show. She only said no money, no performance. Which is, Carol then wasted time and said, somebody let me buy. 1 week, so long the time you're telling me nothing, the time reach, and I'm happy I get your 1 week grace period. And I have to be on group chat with people where I'm asking you questions and you can't respond to me. You can't. That's disrespect. That's the first disrespect. I won't even go along with it. You're talking about outside, how things are done outside? The treatment you're giving Kizz Daniel here, that's the treatment some of us even experienced while we were outside. I was in Asia, I was in China performing. When I'm going for a concert or performance in another city, if an entity booked me, they pay my plane ticket to and fro. They gave me a 5-star hotel to live in. 5-star hotel to live in. From the airport to wherever I'm going, we have convoy. When you're performing, you see your souvenir, you see things all over for you. You even performing, people coming, you signing on those things. We don't do that in Liberia. We better respect artists in Liberia. We see it as stupidity. And until artists can stand up and demand what belongs to them, will still be looked at the same way. So it takes one person to break that thing. And let's see if the other artists will value themselves enough also to stand up. People will have activities that artists that who will go perform there. But if they could only see that, because of our craft, because of what we do, we have rating first class on plane, on trains. Y'all know China train ain't no fun. They got the bullet train, the fast train, or whatever. And those things are just like plane, how you see planes. We have rated first class, business classes on all of these things. Only because of our craft, what we believe in, what we give our heart and souls to. And they respect us like that. And you know what's funny? Even the good Chinese artists were treated the same way. And if there was a time that the Chinese artists felt that they gave in the same thing, and we who the foreigners living there were treated differently, they stood their ground also. Yes. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. There were times when I was outside because of our skin color. They didn't even want to pay us good. Number one. Number two, the Russians and the Ukrainians, many of them, they didn't want to know, so they would just take any amount. And because the people can give them those little amounts they're calling for, who are we to come be demanding high prices? But again, it takes you to know what you're offering. Because the fact that you will even come to me to contact me to tell me, oh, I want you to do a piece of job, and piece of job for me, that means you need me. So I'm going to state my price to you. If you want me there, fine. If you don't want me there, don't come tell me, say, the Russians and Ukrainians taking this, or your friend can take this. Go to them. Go to them. Don't come to me. Some of us will put our all into this thing. So y'all don't come and be playing fun out of artists in Liberia. I hope the same thing can hold even for the politicians there who election time coming, campaign time coming. They will want artists there to come be doing something. No payment, no doing nothing for you. 2023 is a different year. It's a whole revolution right now. And if the way it has started, if Liberian artists don't hold together for it to continue, until we see a change. Until we see a change. When we're ready, not just now we finish. I'm not against, I don't even know Michael, I'm not even against her company or anything. Who am I to be against her? Also, the only thing we demand as artists is you respect us and give us what's due to us. Is that too large or big to ask for? Is that too much to ask for? And I see people doing this thing like Liberians, like I said earlier, Liberians in Liberia versus Liberians in America. When it comes to have things, people sabotage them. People saying double-ish, sabotage, pay people to not go to the show. And double-ish must have some money, yo. Hey, packet more ready before to be paying people to that entire show there around here. We always find things to put our blames on. We will never take responsibilities of our actions. We find scapegoats. It's about time you do away. Even double-ish, his show that I performed on recently, and that was my very first performance. You see, some of us we come out in the country here, we just sit down here and walk on. Thank God for the internet, where you can make money from anyway, anyhow. This time, once you commit to it, You see, some of us we come out, we sit down here and walk on. It's because of this same disrespect that we don't want to be part of, because we know our value. We've been there, done that. We've lived it. And we know that when we demand something, it's because we can render the service. We're not asking for anything that we can deliver. Double H, from the day I entered this country, he reached out to me. At least he welcomed me and told me how proud he was of everything that I was doing outside. He's a businessman. I appreciated that. He could choose to not even contact me or anything. I appreciated that. And whether he had a motive because he wanted me on his program or whatever, but he set the pace. And when it was time that he wanted me, from December, I entered this country in 2002, 2001. It took me 1 whole year to appear on his show. He had been inviting me all along, but it took me a whole year for me to go on his show. And before the show, we asked about payment. How is the payment done? And he told us, he said, oh, for me, what I do is right after the show, right after the performance, I gave you your money. I wanted to object. In fact, I objected to my manager. I said, no, I want my money up front. So my manager told me, because he been here, a long time with other artists also, he told me, he said, no, Double H don't work like that. When he says this, he means it, because I've interacted with him over the years. So I know this person, he stands by his word. So I said, okay. And I will tell you, I went for that show. Immediately I left the show, I dropped the microphone, I changed. And he told me that I will have a table and a drink, and everything was done as he said it. Immediately I left the stage. He handed me my money. And that's just, that was like my first interaction with him. We all got our own, because I would not be going for a show where I would need dancers, I would need costume and all of these things, and somebody can tell me after the show I will pay you. How do I get prepared? So that's another contract that we have with all, for other entities or other people that will come with programs and stuff. But I'm just telling you, it's at a point where if you don't have another income and you're only depending on the music or entertainment, it kills you when you are being disrespected, when you are not being valued. We have something to fall back on. So the whole entertainment thing, like, okay, if I want to do it, I will do it. I get the other one that I'm doing also that I'm earning something from. But what about people who just 100% earning from this music thing? I beg you, man, you let pay Liberian artists what they are due. They are not asking for much. It's about time we give them and show them some respect. So that's my opinion on the matter. Thank God for somebody like GGG, firsthand, who was also on the whole committee and part of the team. Title. Yo, bye.
I'm live over here.
Really?
So you're live on this side.
You didn't tell me.
You want to say something on this side? You didn't know you were on, eh?
I didn't know you got me there. Yeah, man. I mean,
you want to say something on this side?
That's crazy. It's about time we respect our own. It's about time we give people what they are due. That's not much to ask for. I swear, it's not much to ask for. Do you know how much sweat people put into what they are doing? Do you know? If you want a good show, you contract me, right? To come and perform on your show. Somebody like me, I go full blast, because when I'm giving you a show, I'm giving you a show. I'm putting on a show. I want you to be entertained. I got people behind me. I got my camera crew. I got dancers. I need transportation for them and myself. I need costume for myself and for them. You think how? What the money will come from to pay all these, to do all of these things? From my pocket?